Alright, hello everybody. How's it going? How is audio? Mic check. 1, 2. 15. Yeah. Coffee. Aspen shat herself. Possibly. Audio is good. Okay, thank you. Where are we at now?
Time. I was getting bored.
We're at 63%. Damn. So, I think, what is it? We are meeting up with the person who is, I guess, related to Yonin, our person. Alright, here we go. When it's finally time for my meeting, Juliet helps me get set up on her computer and then lets me take it to my room. I adjust the screen until I can see it properly, and then I wait. My nervousness keeps building until I nearly jump when the call finally comes through. As the ringtone plays, I take a deep breath and then hit accept. When does Miho start paying taxes? Probably never. The tiny person-shaped bubble in the notification dissolves, and for a second there's just a black screen. Then a woman appears. Women. When the image comes into focus, she's squinting at the screen, probably waiting just like me. But then she smiles a wave as she's able to see me.
Hello. Hi, I'm Miho. Nice to meet you. Thanks for talking to me.
I'm Minsa. No problem. Gotta say, I was shocked when I got your friend's email at first. I thought it was gonna turn out to be some kind of scam, and eventually she'd ask for money. I'm still a bit confused, though. So you were friends with my ancestor?
Sort of. I met them when I was really young. I was just a regular fox back then.
Wait. A fox, like with 4 legs and pointy ears?
Yeah. After I met Jongin, I turned into the person I am today.
Whoa. So that was a long time ago, huh? But you look even younger than me. Oh, that's just not fair.
Trust me, it has its downsides.
Both of us laugh, and I can't help but be relieved that Charity feels easy to talk to.
That explains a lot, at least. So, Jongin. You're the second person to ask me about them this year, you know? That's 2 times more than most years.
Who was the first?
These guys at some archaeological society who are putting on an exhibition. They wanted permission to display some of their old works.
Are you the only family they have?
The only one who can use a computer, at least. The only reason I know any of the history is because I had to. Should I tell you everything I know and then you can ask me any questions? No promises if I'll be able to answer them, though.
Sure, that works for me.
Let's see. Well, I'm not related to them by blood, for one thing. They didn't have any kids of their own. But they got married and they and their wife adopted several children. I'm related to one of those kids. They were part of the Young Bun class, a noble and a scholar. But rather than be stuck at home suffering through court life, they hid their identity and snuck away to travel the world instead.
Mincio speaks with a practiced tone like she's given this speech a few times. Still, I listen with rapt attention, memorizing every detail.
They spent years on the go, seeing everything they could, before finally coming back home to Korea to settle down and start a family. While they were away, they kept a journal and wrote letters back to their beloved. Although calligraphy was something they were taught from a young age, they began practicing as an artist during their travels. Sometimes, the letters they sent would include paintings of the things they'd seen, or they'd include little drawings in their journal. Something else that they started to do was give a note to the people they met on their journey, with a little message of appreciation or wishes. My husband always says they remind him of fortune cookies.
Oh, I actually have one of those scrolls myself.
I brought my scroll down from my room just in case it came up like this. I unfurl it for the first time since Halloween. Please be happy. I turn the scroll around and hold it up to the camera so Mincio can see. She leans in again, looking close.
Yeah, that's definitely theirs, all right. And they gave it to you when you were just a fox?
Yeah. Although, I couldn't read it until a couple months ago.
God, it's so hard to read their handwriting, right? I'm like, if they were born today, they totally would have been a doctor. I have a few of them myself, although they're up in the office. Grandma has like 90. She says she has one for every year she's been alive. And I definitely believe that.
Jeez, that's a lot. How many did they give out altogether?
Who knows? If someone told me it was thousands, I'd believe them. I don't know if they gave one to every person they met, but it must have been close.
Huh. I thought mine must be pretty rare.
It's still special. However many there were, I'm sure most haven't lasted this long. Not everyone got a full scroll either. But, no. They're not some priceless artifacts that'll sell for a ton of money or something. Otherwise, I'd be talking to you from my mansion by the beach.
That's fine. I'd never sell mine anyway. It's way
Yeah, I figured.
Oops.
I'm sure it wasn't easy to keep it safe and in such good condition.
That's for sure. We've been through a lot together.
That's good. I'm sure that's what they would have wanted.
For a while, Mincio tells me more about Jianin's adventures. Even though it's hard for me to picture some of the people and places involved, I still pay close attention. Then, all of a sudden, Mincio's eyes go wide like she had some huge revelation.
Oh, I'm an idiot! Hold on, I'll be right back. I have to show you.
She gets up and runs off screen, leaving me with the view of an empty chair and a bookshelf instead. I look down at my scroll. Somehow I always assume it was one of a kind, or at least something rare and meaningful. But somehow finding out that this isn't the case doesn't really bother me. Instead, it's nice to think that they met so many people to be grateful to, or who left an impact on them. If there were thousands of scrolls like mine out there, then that's not a bad thing at all. After a few seconds, Mincio returns to the computer and sits down, carrying a scroll herself.
This is one that I had in the office. I can't believe I didn't think about this sooner. Sometimes they'd include a butterfly in their signature or hide one in their paintings because they said they were inspired by butterflies to travel with the wind. But then, at some point, instead of butterflies, they started to include something else instead. Can you see her?
She holds the scroll up to her camera like I did, focused on one of the bottom corners. There, just below where they sign their name, is a little picture of a fox. Of me.
I should have thought of it when you mentioned foxes earlier. At one point, they started using the alias Horim for their work. I don't know if you speak any Korean, but Horim means fox forest. After they started using that name, foxes would show up in their art for the rest of their life.
The drawing consists of just a few brushstrokes that make a head, an ear, and face. Still, it feels like seeing a photograph of myself. I can picture them smiling as they drew it, as they thought of me. I'd always wonder if our time together was important to them as it was for me. Hearing that they chose that name practically confirms it.
Thanks for showing me.
I could feel the threat of tears, but somehow I managed to keep my composure.
No problem. Grandma's gonna freak out when I tell her I talked to you. I've told you basically all I know, but were there any questions you had?
Yeah, I did have one. I'm a little afraid to know, but...
I take a deep breath. They were human, so my question is only natural, but still. Exhaling, I make myself ask.
how'd they die?
Mincio smiles.
Old and peacefully. Their wife outlived them, but not by too long. They had the typical funeral that was expected when they passed away, but then they actually had one final secret request to their family. They wanted to be cremated. Back then, it was basically unheard of, especially for someone of their stature. But they really wanted it to be done so that they could have their ashes scattered. That way, the wind could pick them up, and they could keep traveling forever.
Oh.
So then... It sounds like they were happy.
Oh yeah. They told their kids that they had no regrets, because they'd live as full and rewarding a life as they could.
I'm afraid that if I try to say too much, I'll start to cry, so I just nod instead while I find my voice.
I'm glad to know that.
Of course, of course. It's only right that you know, considering how many foxes showed up in their work.
I think Mincio can tell that I'm having a tough time holding it together because her voice takes on a more sympathetic tone.
Was there anything else you wanted to know?
I don't think so. You told me everything I wanted to ask. I only found out their name a couple months ago. Until then, I just thought of them as my person in my head. So, really, I've learned a lot more than I could have hoped for.
Aww. Well, I'm happy to help. Your friend has my contact info, so you can message me anytime if you think of anything else. I guess, if you think about it, you and I are kind of like family, right? Since it sounds like they raised you just as much as they raised their kids, like my great, whatever.
Really?
She laughs.
Sure, why not? The more the merrier, right? I think that's how they would have seen it too.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Family. I may have a girlfriend, but family is something new to me. Still called as sisters, but just barely. It makes my heart warm.
No problem. I'm sure we'll talk again, so I won't say goodbye. Instead, how about see you later?
I'd like that. Although, there's just one thing.
What's that?
I explain my magic and how everyone forgets me after a day. Nodding sympathetically, Minsa agrees to join my list of people who check in with me every day. I'm glad she's so understanding, but it's just another reminder that I need to find a better, more permanent solution for people forgetting me. The second our call ends, I let out the sob I was holding back. I thought I was done crying over Jianin, but apparently not, except this time, it's the good kind of crying. After all my searching and even after their death, I finally got the answer to my question. My heart wanted to know. They cared about me too. I tried to imagine what their home must have been like, their wife and kids. I'm sure they were all smiles. Still, it's difficult for me to imagine how they looked. Instead, I can picture them traveling, just like when we met, going from place to place freely, whatever the wind took them. Just like me, really. Someday, I like to return to some of those places I've been before, and see them properly, instead of just blindly searching for one person and ignoring everything else. I like to visit them with some of the same wonder that Jianin felt. More than anything, I wish I could tell them about what I've experienced and learned on this path they sent me down. Even though I can't, there's one thing I can now say for sure. They would have been proud of me. Oh, I forgot about the dog. Hi, Duck. A few minutes later, I'm still trying to pull myself together when the dog comes up to me and paws at my leg instantly. I can't help but smile. Whatever I'm going through doesn't matter to him at all. He just wants to eat or go outside, of course. My life and tears don't really make a difference to him, one way or another. And really, that helps keep me grounded. I'm glad to have some closure when it comes to Jianin, and to know that they were the kind of person I imagined them to be. While their kindness and memory will never stop being special to me, I feel like I can just say they're in the past. Time passed quicker than I could have ever imagined, but it's still the past. It moved on, and now I need to, too. After wiping my eyes and blowing my nose, I stand up and the dog spins in excited circles as I reach for the door. He runs right for the kitchen, stopping right outside the cabinet where I stored his food. His nose quivers and he huffs like a pig as he waits for me to catch up. Damn.
Didn't take you long to get used to this, did it?
He barks at me, just a single short yap, but I can imagine him telling me to hurry up.
Alright. Give me a second.
I grab a clean bowl from the cupboard and scoop him out some dinner. As the kibble clatters into the dish, he excitedly prances about, getting his snout into the bowl before it's even on the floor. His tail wags as he chows down, inhaling half his meal without even chewing. I reach toward him, but he growls at me with a mouthful of dog food.
Chill, I'm not taking it. I'd pour my own bowl if I wanted some.
Oh god. So technically Miho could, eat dog food too, huh?
Besides, I don't think I could stand the taste anymore.
Still, I keep my distance, just so I don't spook him. Finally, after he's done, he leaves the kitchen and heads right back up towards my room. He's gotten comfortable here, much faster than I did. I wonder if it feels like home yet. After taking yesterday off, I sit down at the library desk with the dog for the first time. He does his usual pacing and sniffing, since this is the first time he's really explored this area. I keep an eye on him while I start on the day's task, but he just flops on the floor near my feet and dozes. Eventually, the first person who needs help comes up to the desk carrying a couple of books with them.
Hey there, I'd like to... Oh my god!
The sound of a new voice gets the puppy to stand up, and the lady across from me melts when she sees him.
He's adorable. Can I pet him?
Sure.
It's not really up to me if he doesn't want to be pet. He'll just walk away. The next person to show up does more or less the same thing, and the person after them too. As the day gets later, the library gets busier. At least half the people who come in ask to pet the dog. I'm pretty sure some of the help requests I get are just excuses to come see him. He handles it all pretty well though, even leaving my side to go explore and visit the folks himself. Oh? A little bit later after lunch, the front door opens slowly. I look up from the form I'm working on to see one of the last people I expect. Who da? Silver. Oh. Damn, why is she so much taller? She isn't wearing her mask, so I get a clear view of her face as she narrows her eyes at me, but approaches me all the same.
Miho.
I haven't seen Silver since Halloween, after she gave back my scroll and disappeared into the night. More than once I thought about going up to Mount Victoria to look for her, but I haven't. I felt like I should give her some space after last time. She stops at the desk standing across from me, surrounded by books and other guests. Plus, being in broad daylight, she looks a bit out of place. A short bark next to me startles her, and she blinks in surprise as the dog runs around the desk and stands at her feet and yap at her directly.
A friend of yours?
Something like that. I found him at the park, and I've been taking care of him for a couple days.
He's a dog in the true sense of the word, then.
As far as I know, yeah. You finally got it right.
Her lips curl, but into a smile, and not a sneer. Although she doesn't try to pet him, she looks down at the dog with some amusement. He stops barking and instead sniffs her furiously, looking between her and me like he's trying to figure something out.
He seems happy.
You can read his aura?
No? I don't need to, though.
Deciding she's either boring or not a threat, the dog comes back to my side and lies down again. gnawing quietly on his chew toy. Silver looks back to me, and then her eyes narrow
Your
again.
bead.
Oh, yeah.
I take off my necklace and hold it so she can see the cracks starting to appear.
Started doing this a couple days ago.
Keeping her distance, she inspects it warily. In the palm of my hand, where the bead itself sit, I can feel a faint pulse like a heartbeat, although it doesn't sync up with my own.
So not much longer then.
Right.
It feels awkward to acknowledge, but I'm beating her in a race I didn't mean to participate in, but there's not at any point in denying it either.
Kinda scared of what's gonna happen next, to tell you the truth.
Scared? Why?
Change, I guess.
Shenho, Sky Fox. Just thinking the word summons visions of blue skies and rolling forests in my mind. The pulse in my palm quickens.
Hey, I have a question. What do you think would happen if I broke it?
Broke what?
This.
I hold my bead up closer, and she takes an instinctive half step
If I
backwards.
just crushed it or got rid of it instead of swallowing it. If that's even possible.
The spindly bricks that cover the bead makes it look like it could fall apart at any second, like even if a light wind would shatter it. The thing is, for Miho, it's a necklace. Like, does she have to eat the whole necklace, or does she just only bites that one part? I can only imagine what Silver must be thinking. She's probably shocked that I'm even asking, but she keeps any scorn she's feeling off her face, and finally she shrugs.
I know not, nor why you would even consider such a thing. Though I have a guess. The magic within our fox bead is as much a part of us as our breath and blood. Perhaps there is no life without it. Or perhaps we'd be no different than beasts.
You mean you think I turned back into a fox?
Maybe. Maybe not. I couldn't say. I've never heard of any of her sisters ever trying.
A lump forms in my throat, and I force back down.
I never thought of that. It makes sense though, huh? Since it was the bead that made me what I am.
She jabs her finger in my face, hand hovering over my necklace.
Shut up.
Damn.
I only said it was possible. I doubt it would happen. Either way, how dare you? Your bead is but a means to an end. It may have given you a chance, but it was you who took it. Every step you've taken has been your own. It made you nothing but capable.
Silver holds her arm out, putting her shining bracelet into clear view.
Whoever or whatever you are now, you can never be a normal fox again, even were you to take the form of one. Still, what power your being does offer has been ever in your service. Should you choose to discard it, I fail to see why it wouldn't respect your final wish.
Up close like this, I'm able to see Silver's bracelet clearly for the first time. The light makes it difficult, but not impossible. Although my bead is plain and round, nearly identical to the non-magical ones on my necklace, hers narrows in the middle and then widens again like an hourglass. A few colorful bands across it, almost too narrow to see. There is a red one, a blue one, and even a silver one. When I squint, I could even see a faint spring green one as well. There are others, but I can't see what they are before Silver shoves her hand back into her pocket. Blurring the light, I put my necklace back on.
Thanks. I feel a lot better hearing you say that.
I told you so. To think otherwise would be insulting.
In Silver's language, that's just how you say you're welcome.
Anyway, none of that is the reason I came here. I've come to keep my end of a promise. I'm leaving tomorrow.
What? So soon?
The news hit me like a punch in the gut, even though she told me she was planning this a long time ago.
Soon? I've already stayed longer than I intended. There's nothing more for me to be had here.
That's not true. There's...
Nothing more to be found, I should say.
Abruptly, her voice softens. For maybe the first time ever, Silver's tone is gentle.
Your path may end here for now, but mine goes ever on. Perhaps someday it will come to a similar end, but not today, nor tomorrow. Surely you understand.
For as long as I've known her, I've hoped I could get through to Silver somehow, help her see some of the things I was blind to myself. Especially now, as we've just been starting to become friends, or maybe now that we've been friends for a while. Either way, I wish she would stay. But also, just like how I've already vowed to let the dog go if he wants to leave, I know I can't keep her here. And just like with Aspen, as much as I might want to do more, all I can do is try to support her. The rest is up to Silver.
Yeah. I understand. I'm coming to see you off, though.
Silver considers for a second.
Fine. I'll come to you here in the morning. Early. Be ready.
I will.
Good. I've said all I came to say then. Until tomorrow.
Without another word, she turns and heads for the door, disappearing through it just like she disappears into the trees. In the evening, after the library has already closed, there's a knock at the door. While I'm downstairs, it sounds urgent.
Come in.
Oh, I open the door to find a worried-looking Gwen and Elijah.
Miho, is Tommy here?
Nope. I haven't seen him since we talked last night. Is he missing?
Yeah, he was at the house with me and I went to pick up some dinner. When I got back, he was gone.
We hope maybe he came here to visit you.
Although I still talk to all three of them every day, it's been a while since I've seen Tommy in person. Not since the last time he and Gwen came to the library, which was a couple weeks ago.
I haven't seen him. Did something happen?
Well,
The two of them look at each other.
we finally got the divorce paperwork finalized. So now it's official.
Dang.
I think he'd been hoping that maybe it wouldn't happen, but we just got everything signed, so now there's no going back.
Let me go get ready, and I'll help you look for him.
Thank you.
I let Juliet know what I'm doing, and she agrees to go look after everything while I'm gone. When I hurry back outside, Gwen and Elijah are waiting for
I
me.
don't think he could have gone too far. I just went down the street to pick up some pizzas, and Gwen came over as soon as I told her he was missing.
It's not the first time he's gone to hide, but he's never run away from home like this before.
We walk down the residential streets with Elijah and Gwen alternating calling for Tommy. I keep my eyes peeled not just for him, but for Gerby too. None of us have any luck. Near the beach,
Maybe
we
should
stop.
split up. I'll go check at the house again in case he went back. Gwen, maybe you can look around in town?
All right. But what about Miho?
I have an idea, actually. I'm gonna look around Mount Victoria.
Okay. We all have our phones, so we can call if one of us finds him. And then we can meet back here. All right?
Elijah and I both agree, and then we all go our separate ways. I head straight for the mountains and then veer off the path into the woods. For a while, I had seemed like Tommy was coming to terms with everything that was happening in his life. Was the shock of the divorce going through really enough to make him run away from home like this? I followed the path that Tommy and I took when we came here for a while ago, until finally I reached what used to be my den. It's in even worse shape than the last time I came here. Oh, there he is. Still, I'm not surprised to find Tommy sitting in the dirt that used to be its entrance, holding tightly onto Gerby. There are tear stains around his eyes, and his clothes are filthy.
Hey there. Looking for bugs?
He shakes his head.
Your parents are looking for you, you know. They came to the library to see if you were there.
Someone's in trouble.
They told me why you might have run away.
Tommy shakes his head again, but more vigorously.
I wasn't running away. I was chasing Gerby.
Oh. Ooh, Gerby. Excuse me. The fabled wiggles in his arms.
You know how Gerby can fly, right? But look what happens now.
Oh. Cautiously, Tommy stands up and sits Gerby on the ground. Immediately, Gerby starts to raise into the air like a balloon, pulled up toward the sky. Tommy grabs him before he can get too high and hugs him to his chest again.
Gerby's not doing that himself?
The fable shook his head, eyes looking somewhat sad.
No, it just started happening. First he kept hitting the ceiling, then when Dad went to go get dinner, he left the door open and Gerby blew outside. And I had to run to go catch him, and we ended up coming here. I
Oh.
was gonna go home, but I don't know what to do.
I see tears start to sparkle in Tommy's eyes again, and he sniffles. It's good to know he didn't leave because of the news about his parents, but the change with Gerby is a mystery. Can Gerby be cooked? No, I don't think so. But it might be time for Gerby to go home.
Is it okay if we go meet up with your parents? I know they're pretty worried. And we can tell them about Gerby too.
Okay, I'm not letting go of him though.
Put a string on him. I lead us back towards where I split up with Tommy's parents. As we do, I call Gwen first.
Miho? Tell me you found him.
I did. Yeah. We're headed to the beach now.
Thank God. I'll see you there soon.
She disconnects and I call Elijah next.
Hey, I found Tommy, and we're going to the meetup spot right now.
You did? You're a lifesaver, Miho. Is he alright?
Yeah, he's fine. He was just chasing after Gerby.
Gerby? I should have figured that out.
What do you mean?
I'll tell you guys about it in person. See you in a bit.
Oh. We're the first ones to reach the shore. Tommy stands with his feet in the water, still clutching Gerby against his chest. He sniffles occasionally but doesn't cry. Footsteps from behind us signal Gwen and Elijah's arrival. Tommy and I turn around, and both of his parents' eyes go
Wait.
wide.
Is that?
Gerby?
Oh. The two of them are looking right at the little fabled. As Tommy realizes, his expression also changes to shock.
Can you see him?
Stunned, both of his parents nod. Gerby waves his flower arms, looking thrilled to finally be noticed.
Well, I'll be. The little guy looks just like I imagined.
Something's wrong with Gerby. If I let go of him, he starts to blow away in the wind. I don't know what happened to him. Is that why you ran out? Yeah, I had to catch him.
With a small smile, Elijah steps forward and pats his son on the head.
I heard something kind of interesting, actually. I asked a lot of people from work if they'd ever heard of a fable like Gerby. And it turns out one of them had. He said that when he was young, he had a friend just like Gerby, his only friend. They kept him company when his parents were fighting, or when anything else that was bad was happening. Then, once he got older and things weren't as tough anymore, he said his friend had to leave him one day in order to go to help out the next kid who needed someone. He told me that fables like Gerby stick around until they know that their friends will be okay without them. And then it's time for them to go. Sounds like maybe this is that time for Gerby.
Oh.
I don't want him to go. I want him to stay.
Tommy can't keep himself from crying anymore. Although he holds onto Gerby, big tears roll down his face and his arms. Gerby looks up at him kindly.
Sweetie, sometimes we don't have a choice. Sometimes we have to let things go, even if it's hard. From what Dad said, it sounds like Gerby knows you're tough and that you'll be okay, right? Don't you trust Gerby?
I do, but
Tommy holds out his arm so that he can face his friend properly.
is it true? Do you really have to leave?
Gerby's petals sag as he nods, patting Tommy's hand. Gwen wipes Tommy's eyes for him as Tommy pulls Gerby into a hug. His tears drip down onto Gerby's leaves like rain. Oh.
There's someone else who needs you, right?
Still close to Tommy, Gerby nods again.
Okay.
Gwen and Elijah move to either side of Tommy, and I step away keeping a respectful distance. It doesn't really involve me after all. Gwen kneels down in front of Tommy, smiling.
Thank you, Gerby, for being there for Tommy.
Yeah. Thanks, Gerby.
Finally, it's Tommy's turn.
Thank you, Gerby, for being my friend. I'll miss you.
Oh. With a big sniffle, Tommy manages to stop crying. Gerby leans against Tommy, the top of his flower tickling Tommy's chin. Tommy giggles. Oh. Then he opens his arms. Each of his parents takes one of Tommy's hand as Gerby floats there for a second, and then slowly starts to rise. With his tiny little petals, Gerby waves goodbye, eyes crinkled in a smile. The breeze shakes his leaf, but doesn't knock him off his course. Up he goes, reaching Tommy's eye level than Elijah's, and then floating above their heads. From behind them, I can see Tommy squeezing his parents' hands tightly.
Bye, Gerby.
After a final whisper farewell, Gerby continues to drift up until he is eventually out of sight. Tommy, Gwen, and Elijah remain there, standing in the shallow water. Quietly, I sneak away, leaving the three of them on their own. I'm sure I'll hear about it later when we have our regular call, but for now, I think they have a few things that they probably want to talk about together. Oh, that's so sad. I actually have a tear. Oh, poor Tommy. I need a tissue. Give me a second. Oh, that actually made me shed a tear. Do you think a hawk would snatch Kirby out of the air? Oh god. No, because some other kid is gonna snatch him instead. This is more sad than Morgana fading away. Yeah. Yeah, because Morgana came back in the end. So it doesn't count. It may take some time, but I know they'll be alright in the end. After all, I trust Gerby too. Oh, I got an achievement. It takes a village. Made friends with Tommy. Wow. Judging by the knocking at my window, turns out Silver and I have different ideas of early. I roll over in bed, not totally sure I'm not dreaming. In time to see Silver gesture at me and then leap from the tree again. A few minutes and a lot of eye rubbing later, I'm ready and outside to meet her, and the dog staying behind me without any argument this time. Silver's carrying a small sack with her, which I assume contains all her belongings. It's tied shut with a small rope, and she slings it over her shoulder. We don't exchange any words of greeting. Instead, we just start walking. As frustrating as it can be half the time, sometimes I also appreciate her willingness to just end a conversation, or not even start one. I don't have to worry about being a good enough conversationalist for her. It's easier to get more out of her silence than it is many others too. The fact that she let me come along on this last trip, much less came to me, gets me, says a lot. We make our way through the streets, not seeing many other pedestrians or even cars. Only a handful of city buses, a couple of them roaming around empty too. Silver walks faster than either Aspen or Juliet, but unable to keep pace easily. It makes our journey pretty short, though. The glass walls and security gates of Skyport came to view, waiting for us. It was the first place to greet us when we arrived, and now it's ready to see her off again. I wonder what Silver thinking about right now. Is she feeling sad at all and preparing to miss this place? Or is she ready to leave and potentially never return? Good or bad, I don't think she'll ever be able to forget her time in Wellington. We come to a stop just a few meters away from the entrance, facing the double glass doors. Our reflections stare back at us.
Call me Unbi.
Oh.
Undi?
In Korean, Un for silver, B for rain. Silver rain. Ah. Although she doesn't turn to me, I can still see her face turn red in the glass.
It's the name I've settled on. What do you think?
Excuse me. I hope she sees
I
me
think
grin.
it's perfect.
Grin. Thank you. I'm not sure what words to say. I've never said goodbye before.
It's okay. I never know either. I hope you'll come back someday. Or that we'll see each other again somewhere else.
Fate brought us together once. Perhaps it'll do so again.
So you think it was fate after all, huh?
Perhaps not.
She looks down at her wrist, surely thinking about her bead, even though it's hidden.
If not fate, then shall we make a promise that neither of us can keep?
You haven't broken a promise to me yet.
We'll meet someday then. Perhaps you won't even recognize me. I might be someone else entirely.
Someday. I'm sure that I'll recognize you, though. You might change, but you'll still be you. No matter what.
Even if I'm Unbi now.
You've been Unbi the whole time.
Like always, I can tell when she's about to leave. Before she can, there's something I have to ask. I might not get another chance.
At first, you didn't want me to call you Silver. With your magic, what does a silver aura mean?
Our eyes meet in the glass. Finally, she closes hers with a tiny smile.
Shame. Goodbye, Miho.
Goodbye, Unbi.
It takes her just a couple steps to reach the door. They slid open silently, dissolving our reflections. Yumbi doesn't look back once as she strolls through, letting them shut behind her once again. I'm left looking at myself, and only myself. Finally, I turn around too, and start making my way back home. Oh, that's sad. Let me drink coffee. Dang. 2 people saying goodbye back to back. That's crazy. The last library guest of the day turns out to be my favorite one. Aspen enters just only after closing time with a small wrap package in her hand.
Aspen! I didn't know you were coming.
I drop what I'm doing to go greet her at the door. The dog does too, and she stoops down to pet him.
That's because I wanted it to be a surprise. Also because I wasn't sure I'd be able to get off work in time. But we managed.
Ooh, a surprise?
She shakes the box she's holding, and contents rattle generically.
I have a present, but I'm afraid it's not for you.
For Juliet?
Aspen just smiles in response. She takes my hand and I let her lead me towards the kitchen. The dog follows behind us. Juliet's already there.
Aspen, good evening.
Hello, hello.
She sets the box on the table and then takes a seat with a sigh, just like she was showing up for
This
breakfast.
is the first time I've been able to sit down in hours.
Thank you for joining us. I'm sure you must be exhausted.
It's fine. This is important after all.
I'm totally confused by now.
Wait, Juliet knew you were coming? I thought your present was for her.
Nope. I just said it wasn't for you. Although you'll still need to open it because it's for him.
She gestures at the puppy who's on the ground chewing on his own foot. Aspen slides the box across the table towards me and I lift it up. It isn't very heavy. Both Aspen and Juliet watch me eagerly. I slice a hole in the wrapping paper and then rip it all the way in one go. Beneath it is a box with the brightly colored letters. I try to sound them out slowly.
Deluxe printer ink cartridges.
Oops. Aspen, who's been leaning forward in anticipation, deflates a little.
Not quite. That was the only box I could find. Open it up too.
I use one of my nails to cut the tape on the box and pop it open. Inside are a small collar and a leash. I lift them out gently.
It might be a little big for him now, but I thought he'd grow into it soon. Without having him with me, I just had to guess what the right size was.
I look from Aspen to Juliet to the dog, then back to Juliet.
Does this mean...
You get a dog.
Indeed. They're gifts for the newest member of our household. I've searched and I can't find anyone looking for a lost dog like him. Nor has anyone reached out to me about it either. As he's already house-trained, he clearly lived in a house at one point. But it seems that was a long time ago. I don't believe he'll be going back.
Oh.
And besides, he seems happy to be here. He's already found himself a home with you.
The dog himself gets up and comes to sniff the accessories in my hand.
While I'm sure I know the answer already, I feel I should ask all the same. Would you like to keep him?
I look down at the animal beside me. She just goes, no. If someone had tried to put a collar on me, if someone had to try to keep me, I would have done everything in my power to avoid it. Kicked, bitten, ran, whatever. There's no way that I'd allow someone to control me like that. But he's not me. Already the dog is looking healthier than when I first found him. He's filled out a bit, and his ribs don't poke out as much. He's been better behaved than I would have been, too. Julia even said he must have lived in a house before. I've seen that he doesn't always know how to take care of himself, either. If I hadn't taken him out of the park that day, it could have been a matter of time before he got hurt, like when he almost got hit by a car. I grew up in the wild, always looking after myself, but he needs a little help. I don't know about little. When I look back up at my friends, their faces are slightly concerned. They probably expect me to answer yes right away.
I want to keep him. But what if he doesn't want to stay? He's been comfy here so far, but what if that changes?
Why not ask him?
He doesn't know any words like Percy and Byron. I just talk to him anyway.
Those two are very well spoken, I'll have you know. But that's not what I meant. Don't you remember back on...
Her face goes a little red.
that day I asked you out? You were telling me how animals don't have to communicate with words. Could you maybe ask him as a fox?
I hadn't thought of that.
first time she transforms in front of them, I bet. I haven't transformed in a while. I haven't had any reason to. Aspen's right though. Maybe there are things I can say that way. Setting the leash and collar on the table, I took a couple steps away from the dog and changed forms. More than ever before, I could feel the magic coursing out of my bead and into my body like blood. The sensation of my limbs shortening, my face changing and fur going out, stand out more than usual. They aren't comfortable, but I'm used to barely noticing it at all. When my transformation is complete, the dog begins to growl. His hackles raise and tail stiff, and he backs away slowly. He's clearly afraid, but the nuances of what he's trying to say are hard for me to pick up because I'm so out of practice. It's like when I try to speak Korean after a long time. Danger, danger, fear, missing, where? I get the impression that he wants to know what happened to me, the me he knows, and that disappeared suddenly. He's probably never seen a fox before, but he instantly identifies me as a threat. Above us, Julia and Aspen watch anxiously. My tails brush from side to side, and I keep my ears and body language friendly. I try to impress upon him that I'm not dangerous, and that the creature he's looking at is his person. Danger, doubt, danger, fear, doubt. Instead of growling or barking or any of the other words I make to talk to other foxes, it's more like I have to will my thoughts across to him. I try to convey that he can trust me, that he knows me still. The growl softens, but he keeps his distance, and furs raise as he sniffs the air. Doubt, doubt, trust, doubt, anger? Just a couple inches away, I stop and lay down on the ground, showing that I trust him in return, and know that he's not a threat to me. Doubt, doubt, trust, trust, trust. Finally, he approaches me, and his nose goes still. We look into each other's eyes, and he gives me a gentle kiss on the snout. Trust. I nuzzle against him, showing him that his faith was well placed, as I do try to convince other feelings to him in the same way as him. What the hell is happening? This is weird. Home, I tell him. Stay? I ask him. Home. Stay. Safe? I imagine him settling down here like I have until everything is familiar. Or going to sleep well fed and safe and waking up rested. Maybe he had that before, so I just don't know how anyone could have had abandoned him and left him to fend for himself. I don't know how they could be so cruel. If there's one thing I can promise, it's that I'd never let that happen. Even if I couldn't take care of him myself anymore, I wouldn't just abandon him. I wouldn't just leave him alone. His tail thwacks against the wall as he wags it. Now that he's figured out who I am, it doesn't seem like he has to think about it that hard. No thoughts, brain empty. Home, 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 home. I transfer back into my other form. This time he doesn't seem bothered at all. Picking the leash and collar back up, I finally smile at Aspen and Juliet.
She's gonna stay.
Aspen helps me put the collar onto the dog, and then we head out into the backyard with him.
I'm glad it fits all right. He doesn't seem to mind too much either.
Yeah, that was pretty easy. Maybe he's used to it.
Or maybe he knew you were doing something good for him.
Aspen and I sit down on the steps while the dog runs around. He finds a ball that he left out here earlier and brings it over to me to throw. I toss it, but not too far, and he hurries off to get it.
Have you thought about what you're going to name him?
No, not really. I guess he needs one though, huh?
It's better than just calling him the dog all the time.
The dog, come here. The dog, dog.
Right. Well, if I was gonna be consistent, then I should probably call him Og or Uppy.
Aspen laughs.
Perfect. I know who to ask if I'm ever struggling to name a character someday.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Before she left today, Silver told me she'd picked a name for herself too. She chose Umbi. It means silver rain in Korean.
That's gorgeous. I like that she kept silver as part of it. I suppose that means you helped name her too.
You're right. I wonder if she thought about it that way. I'll bet she'd change it on the spot if I ever asked her. I wish you could have talked to her more. I wish I could have too.
I'd have liked to know her better as well.
For her story?
That's part of it. But it's not the only reason. From what you've told me about her, she seems like a good person deep down, who hasn't had the opportunity to express that much. She seems like someone who could have come to be an important part of our lives. Not to say that she isn't already important to you.
Like him.
Not too far away, the dog rolls around in the grass, kicking his feet in the air. My dog.
Yes, exactly. You said it yourself about Unbi. The two of you are like family. And now, this fellow is part of the family too.
I pat my leg and the dog instantly sits up to walk over to us, greeting us with a lick on the hand. I think about what Juliet said a few minutes ago. When she was telling me he could stay, suddenly it comes to me.
Happy.
Hmm?
His name is Happy.
Happy looks up at me, his tongue lolling out of the side of his face in a smile. Aspen
Do
giggles.
you like that name?
I asked him the question knowing that I won't get an answer, still it just feels polite to ask. Even though I chose to do it as a human, not a fox.
I'm sure he does. A saying that I appreciate is that names are a gift that someone gives you. And if it doesn't fit, you can exchange it for one that does. In this case, I think it suits him perfectly.
Watching the dog close his eyes in comfort as he keeps getting attention, I'm glad that Aspen agrees.
Now that you mention it, I've done a lot of name exchanging too.
You only started going by Miho here in Welly, right?
Yeah. I'm surprised you remember that.
She taps her
I'm
forehead.
good at remembering important things, and Miho things are important.
I lean against her, resting my head on Aspen's shoulders.
I think I like being Miho. All the good things in my life started happening after I picked that name.
I like you being Miho too.
The two of us sit for a while more playing with Happy, until he gets too tired to keep chasing the ball. Taking that as a sign that we should call it a night, all three of us head inside together.
And here you are.
With a flourish, Aspen slides 2 plates onto the table between Juliet and me. There's fresh cut fruit, some warm potatoes, and a sandwich made with bacon and cheese. I hardly ever have meat anymore, so it's a rare treat.
Whoa! This looks really good!
I'm glad I haven't lost my touch. I don't do this kind of table service very often, you know.
I know! We must be your favorite customers or something.
Maybe, but don't tell the rest of them.
Today is Aspen's last day at this bell house, so she invited Julia and I to breakfast for a change of pace. Happy to come along, of course, and his leash is tied tightly to my chair. Julia shifts her parasol a bit to match the rising sun. She sips her tea and smiles warmly.
There's a reason this is our favorite cafe to visit.
Soon to be second favorite, I hope.
Aspen leans against the railing looking up at the sky. The sun really highlights the bags beneath her eyes, and all the small things that probably only I notice, such as how her apron is tied more soppily than she usually likes it, or how her hair is done up roughly. Still, even this close to the finish line, she looks a lot better than she did when she was working on her book. Happier and more content, instead of looking like she's going to fall over at any moment. There's no one who deserves it more. She catches me looking at her and pretends to
The
glare.
sandwich is getting cold, Miho. I worked hard on that, you know.
Sorry.
I lift it up and take a big bite. Just like the strawberry croissants, it's messy but delicious. Don't they make anything to eat here that doesn't need to come with a stack of napkins? I still managed to finish it in a hurry.
That was so good. I didn't even know you had them on the menu. Or I'd have ordered one before.
It's not on the menu. It's just something I put together myself. I had to mark out a lot of different items to make it. But if you think so highly of it, then maybe I'll think about adding it to my store.
You should. I'll eat one every day.
Every day is an awfully long time.
It was that good.
I saved a little bite for Happy, who's currently protecting us from everyone who's passed by. He doesn't bark or growl, but he keeps pace with them, walking as far as his leash will let him before going back to the start. He never tries to go too far, though.
Happy!
He tilts his head and then comes running, and I hold out the treat on the palm of my hand. Being as careful not to bite me as he can, he puts it away with his tongue and munches. Well, happily.
Perhaps you should consider a dog-sized version on the menu too.
That would be the most adorable thing my team ever hated me for. I should make sure to keep some dog biscuits, though. I'll have to write that down.
From one of the pockets of her apron, Aspen retrieves something I haven't seen in a while. A small notebook and a pen. She starts to write something down and then freezes.
Oh, Juliet, I just remembered.
Setting the book on the table, Aspen hurries into the cafe. Juliet and I both watch her go. Even Juliet seems a little surprised. But 10 seconds later, the door flies open again and Aspen is back carrying a different piece of paper.
Regina approved my idea to put a reading corner in the new store. I was wondering if you would let me borrow a few books to stock it. Maybe it could even be an extension of the library.
She holds up the paper, showing us a sketch of what it'll look like. Several wooden shelves line the wall, and the other side is a tall bookshelf that separates the reading spot from the counter and kitchen.
It hasn't been set up yet, but they'll be installing it tomorrow. So on opening day, all that will be left to do is fill the shelves.
Juliet claps with delight.
I love that idea. It would be my pleasure to share our collections.
Aspen beams and I can't help but smile too, for both of them. I know that in a sense, this is another dream come true for Aspen.
Why don't you come by tomorrow and pick out a few, and we can bring them to you at the opening?
That sounds great. I already have a list somewhere. I started daydreaming a little bit when I first came up with the idea.
I sit back and listen to the two of them chat about books for a while. It's nostalgic. All the names and titles go over my head, as unknown to me as they were months ago. This time, though, I don't mind. I don't feel left out. I wait for the conversation to reach a lull before clearing my throat. There's something that I want to talk about, too. Something I've only become more sure of since yesterday.
Hey, speaking of new jobs and stuff, I've been thinking about maybe trying something new instead of working at the library. If Juliet doesn't mind.
Of course not. Please, follow your heart, and I'll always support you. Is there something in particular you want to try?
Yeah. It's something I just thought of a couple days ago, but that felt right as soon as I did.
On the ground beside me, Happy hasn't left since I gave him the bite of a sandwich, even though he hasn't gotten anything else since then either.
It was something this guy made me realize I want to do too. I want to try to help out at the nature preserve. Yesterday, Aspen said that Happy kind of reminded her of Unbi. That's Silver's new name, by the way. It's the first one she picked for herself. Anyway, not just them, but also that burn. The one I found in the woods that we weren't able to save. I think about it a lot. I want to try helping others like that. Other birds and dogs and whatever they have there. Like how someone helped me before too. Lots of someones, I mean.
Oh, Miho, that's wonderful! How perfect for you! I'd be glad to give you a recommendation to Amaya. I believe they're always looking for volunteers. After a while, you could even apply to work there, like Amaya does. But listen to me getting ahead of myself. I'm already so excited for you.
Thanks.
Aspen looks a little more concerned.
I agree. That does sound like something that would be just right. But what about your magic? With the library, it's not a big deal since you live with Juliet. You couldn't see all your co-workers every day, though.
Yeah. I've thought about that. I think I have an idea, but I'm not too sure about it yet.
Really? What were you thinking?
I don't want to say right now. I'm still thinking about it. I'll make up my mind soon, though.
I can tell Aspen wants to know more, but she forces herself to stiffly nod all the same.
All right. You can tell us when you're ready.
Thank you. It won't be long, promise.
It's not that I don't want to tell her, it's just that I don't want to get her hopes up. I'm kind of afraid to get my own hopes up. I take a deep breath, feeling my bead rise and fall with my chest. Maybe I'm just afraid in general. Still, I swallow that fear, pushing it to the back of my mind. I can brood and ponder later. Right now, I just want to focus on what I've got, enjoying this meal and moment. In Juliet's typical reliable fashion, she manages to get a call set up for me with Amaya that same evening. At least this time, unlike with Minso, I don't have a whole day to fret about it beforehand. Instead, there's only 10 or 15 minutes between when she tells me she's going to reach out and when she comes up to my room to offer me the phone. It's only voice, not video, which makes it a little less stressful still. I have to calm my nerves a bit before I'm actually able to answer.
Hello?
Something I've been working on is how loud to talk when I'm using the phone. I've always ended up yelling since I can't really hear myself, but I've been trying to fix that for Aspen's sake. Still, I'm self-conscious about it as I press the phone to my ear.
Hi there, Miho, right? I'm Amaya at the Preserve. Nice to meet you.
Thanks. Nice to meet you too.
If all goes well, then this should be the last time I ever have to introduce myself to someone for the second time.
Juliet tells me you're interested in helping out around here and that you have a pretty extensive history with animals. Is that right?
Yeah, you could say that.
Awesome. I'll be honest, we could really use a hand right now. Or 2 or 4 if you got 'em. As far as I'm concerned, a friend of Juliet's is a friend of mine. There's still a few questions I gotta ask you though, both as a formality and just to get to know you better. No pressure. These aren't the kinds of questions you have to study for. Is that okay?
Yep.
She has saying no pressure ever actually made someone feel less pressure.
Great. First up, why do you want to help out here? Be as big or as specific as you want.
Because I want to help animals. I don't know if Juliet told you, but I used to be a fox.
No kidding. Bushy tail and everything?
9 of them.
Incredible. You'll fit right in. Anyway, sorry, go on.
Right. Back when I was a fox, someone saved me. And that's how I ended up turning into a person. Then once I got here to Welly, Julia helped me out a lot too. I like people a lot more than I used to now, but I still know animals pretty well. Better than most humans, I bet.
I love that. Okay, next question. What kind of work is it that you want to do? A lot of people, they sign up to help out here thinking it's going to be all clean and tidy like a hospital. It isn't. Animals are messy and dangerous, and you can't get mad at them when they screw up. Believe me, it's useless. It's a lot of dirty work. It's a lot of being careful and still sometimes getting hurt. What I'm saying is, it's not easy. Is that something you're okay with?
Yeah, I am. When I said how I got helped out, back when I was a fox, I got my leg caught in a hunter's trap. I couldn't move, and it hurt more than anything I've ever felt. But there was this person who found me, who had already been nice to me before. Still, if I hadn't been about to die, I probably would have tried to get away from them anyway. They took care of me and helped my leg get better. They fed me and came to visit me every day, until the day they left my forest. So, I know what it's like to be that way, scared and hurt, and not sure who you can trust.
God damn. I'm so sorry. Us humans can be terrible, can't we?
Sometimes, but that's only some humans, not all of them. That's something it took me a long time to learn. There are good humans, though, like you and my girlfriend Aspen.
Oh, you're dating Aspen? I've heard Juliet talk about her for years.
Yeah, we're dating.
It makes my heart feel warm to say that.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, you've already got the job, but here we go. Last question, alright?
This has actually been a lot easier than I expected. I don't even have to try hard to think of the answers like I normally do. Instead, I feel confident in what I'm saying in a way that I don't know if I ever have to be.
Okay, here it is. Miho, do you believe in fate?
What?
I asked her that last time.
You remember that?
So that was you. That was gonna be my secret final question. I remembered having that conversation with someone, but for the life of me, I couldn't think of who. I thought someone must have tampered with my mind with magic or something. And to tell you the truth, I still can't picture what you look like.
Oh, you're exactly right, actually. I have this, I guess you could call it power, where everyone I meet forgets about me in a day if I don't see them again. That's what happened to you.
She's quiet for a moment, probably thinking about what to say. In that silence, I make up my mind.
But I think I've figured out a way to get rid of it. I'm going to
Excuse me.
try it tomorrow. So, hopefully it won't be a problem. If you can remember me after this time tomorrow, then that'll mean that worked.
Still there's silence. Did the call disconnect? Finally, she clears her throat.
Alright then, Miho.
Her voice sounds rough, like she suddenly caught a cold. My hair stands on end. Wait, is she
I
crying?
hope I'll give you a call tomorrow then. But first, you have to answer my other question. It's not the usual third question we ask, but I figure I don't need to ask about a time you met an animal in need.
Oh, right.
Once again, this question is easy to answer, but it's for a different reason.
I don't know. But I don't think I care. Because either way, I'm still living my life. If there's magic or something else, then that's not really up to me, right? So, I like what you said last time. Either way, I just want to be...
Fulfilled?
Yeah, like Aspen and Juliet.
Well, if there's one thing we can offer you here, it's that. Also a small salary. It's not gonna make you a millionaire or anything, but it should more than cover the bus fare or beer money, whichever you need more.
Really? I thought it was all volunteer stuff.
We usually start them off that way. Helps figure out which ones are serious about it and which ones are just looking for a summer job because mom said so. But I get the feeling you're gonna be a long hauler. What about you?
Now I have to pause and think about it. Working at the library is the longest I ever stuck with something, and that's only been a few months. What Amaya is talking about is a lot longer than that. After spending most of my life not thinking beyond the next 24 hours, and spending my time here taking my daily life for granted, I haven't had to think long term too much. Other making sure Aspen, Happy, and Juliet are part of it. The future hasn't been that important to me. I need to start changing that though, especially after tomorrow. So maybe this is a chance to start the new year off with something else that's different for me. My New Year's resolution, Aspen called it.
Yeah, I'd like to be.
Super awesome, great. I haven't been this excited about a new hire in a long time.
Thanks.
I'm glad we're not on video call so she can't see me blush.
I'll have to file some paperwork to make it official, and get the okay for the expenses, all that boring stuff. I'll try to get back to you tomorrow, end of the week at the latest. Sound good?
Yep.
Good. You better get that magic thing taken care of, Miho. I'm gonna write myself a note to be sad if I forget about you.
You got it.
Good. Talk to you soon then.
See you later.
The call ends and I immediately sigh once again. Of course I can't blame her, but she makes getting rid of my magic sound so casual. In reality, that would be the biggest change in my life, maybe even more than becoming Gumiho in the first place. It's the change that I need at this point in my life, though. As both Aspen and Juliet love to remind me, it was my path through life that made me who I am today. However, that person isn't the same as before. The things that matter to me now meant nothing back then. So it seems logical to me that my need to transform steel and be forgotten has changed too. I'm grateful for everything my magic and my bead have done for me. But there's their final step from that path I need to move past. Plus, if NB is right, they're not separated things that I lose. They're just parts of me that change too. That feels a lot more comforting, I think. Since Happy left with Juliet, when she brought me the phone, I have a rare moment to myself. I remove my necklace and hold it in my hand, something I do quite a lot these days. Even more cracks have appeared on the bead. It's broken in as many places as it is whole. Light leaks out, shining on my palms. Excuse me. The bead looks like it could fall apart at any time, fragile, like a human. Something would happen if I broke it, I'm sure of that. Something will happen when I break it. Tomorrow, I've already given myself that deadline by telling Amaya. It's short, but it's less time to dread it and change my mind. Enough time to tell Aspen and Juliet, though. I want them to be there when I do it, too. I don't know what will happen if I were to let myself think of all the possibilities. I'm sure I would end up talking myself out of it. Instead, I choose to believe that Unbi said, and what makes the most sense to me, that it would never make me into something I don't want to be. I'll choose my own destiny instead, my own fate, whatever it may be. Alright, I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. After months of practicing, the day of the play finally arrives. Our performance starts in the evening, but I have to be there a couple hours early. Aspen promised that she'll be in the audience to support both me and Lena. Juliet will be taking care of Happy, so she won't be able to make it. Even though I explain again and again that I'll just be standing there when I'm on stage, they're just as excited as they were when I first announced I'd be participating. I'm glad that they'll be there, though. The last hour or so before showtime is a busy one, with lots of the cast running around doing last-minute preparations or run-throughs. I just try to stay out of the way and help out if asked. We made the change from practicing in the park to practicing on real stage pretty easily, and by now the whole production is pretty smooth. I made the mistake of peeking out from the curtain before it begins and see that almost all the chairs in the audience are filled. I even managed to spot my people, although they don't notice me. I head to the corner backstage, doing my best to stay out of everyone's way. Cyrus has been walking around, checking in each cast and crew member in turn. He still hasn't gotten to me when Lena hurries over.
Miho! Ready to go? Nervous? So far, so good. What about you? Shouldn't you be in your costume?
I'm gonna go get changed soon. I was just, talking with my parents.
Are they here in the audience?
Yep, front row. I think they were more excited for me to be in this play than I was.
I know exactly what you mean. I'm glad I did it, though.
Yeah, me too. They said they're glad I found something I like. Although I know they still wish it was ballet. I guess me being up on stage is still good enough for them.
You're okay with that?
Yeah, I think I am. I mean, it was my decision. I probably won't be in any other plays anytime soon, though.
That's too bad. You're really good at it.
I know, but I want to keep trying new things. Maybe someday I'll go back to ballet or something, but only if I decide that I want to, not someone else.
Cyrus wraps up a conversation with a nearby cast member and then joins us in our corner.
Hey, you two. All set for your big debut, Miho?
I think I've got all my lines down.
Good. How about you, Lena?
Ready, boss!
Cool. Thanks for making this possible, both of you.
No, it's no big deal. Right, Miho?
Right.
For me, that's pretty true, but for
We should
Lena...
probably go get changed, but first,
Scratching his neck, Cyrus looks away for a moment.
Hey, Lena. Are you, busy after this?
After the play? No? Why?
Do you wanna get dinner or something?
Oh boy. Lena blinks a few times in rapid succession.
Yes! Let's do that! Okay, I'm gonna go get ready now!
Face red, Lena runs off while Cyrus and I stare after her.
The dressing room's the other way.
A moment later, Lena zooms past us, going in the opposite direction.
It's this way.
She disappears into another room.
That wasn't weird, was it? From me, I mean.
Nah, I think weird is like her normal anyway. I think she's pretty glad you asked her.
I kind of had a feeling after she gave me that painting a while ago. Part of the reason I wanted her to be in this play was so we could hang out more. But it's been kind of tough.
Don't worry. I think it'll all work out fine.
Cyrus nods.
I'm gonna go get dressed too. See you on stage.
See you!
Cyrus leaves and I spend my last couple minutes alone. It's taken a while to get here, but it seems like everything's turned out alright. Lena's all over the place and hard to follow sometimes, and Cyrus is like her opposite. They're both my people, although, and I hope that them getting dinner later is just the start of something between them. I think they'll be good for each other. Eventually, it's time for me to get ready as well. In the dressing room, I pull on my stiff tree costume and take my place backstage. From the other side of the curtain, I can hear the low rumble of a crowd talking. As the lights dim, the chatter does too. Looking around, I see Lena, all dressed up and ready to go. She gives me a big thumbs up at the front. Cyrus faces everyone with a small smile. We all get into positions and the curtain rises. The music begins and Lena soon takes her place on center stage. Watching her perform is like watching a whole other person there. A certain grace to her movement and the way she talks. I admire her ability to just go out and perform what she has to, even when I know she must be all worked up emotionally. Cyrus is the same way when he's acting. He has to talk louder to project his voice, but he doesn't seem comfortable doing it. The way he walks and talks is elegant like Lena. The audience laughs and gasps in all the right places, and I even hear a few sniffles during some of the sad parts. When it's finally time for me to go out, I'm surprised by just how many faces there are in the crowd. I can't let myself get distracted though, I need to do my best too. My part's pretty easy, and I pull it off without a hitch. As I leave the stage for the last time, Lena mouths, "Nice job" to me. I smile in return. The whole 2 hours seem to fly by. When the last scene ends, I can hardly believe that it's over. One by one, we all go back out to take a bow. The applause from the audience is like thunder rolling through the theater. Oh, the last one to return are the three main characters, including Lena and Cyrus. As they take their place, the applause somehow gets louder, with everyone rising out of their seats to clap. What kind of play were they doing? Were they doing freaking like Swan Lake or some shit? Confetti falls from the rafters as they look around. Basking in the celebration, Lena's smile is huge, while Cyrus seems a little stunned by their reaction. The three of them link hands to take a bow, and then the rest of us join them one last time for a final bow all together. Throughout it, Lena and Cyrus never let go of each other. When everything is over and everyone goes backstage to clean up and congratulate each other, I say goodbye to pretty much everyone except those two. I look around to try to find them, but can't. Finally, the sound of a door opening catches my ear. I peek around the corner of the hallway to see Lena and Cyrus standing at the door to outside, about to step out together. I'd say they've earned the right to leave early and skip out on the cleaning. As the door shuts behind them, I smile to myself. I think they're going to be just fine. I got an achievement. Make like a tree. Put on a perfect performance with Lena. Hooray! Even though Aspen shows up for breakfast, I'm too preoccupied to do much but eat and respond on autopilot. After a particularly sleepless night, I can barely stay focused enough to chew. I'm so out of it that Aspen has to wave her hand in my face to get my attention.
Miho!
Yeah?
I was going to ask if you're okay, but I think I need to ask what's wrong instead.
What do you mean?
You've been chewing on an empty fork for a little bit now.
I look at the utensil in my hand. Or is she a bit slow?
Oops.
She hungry. Aspen gently sets my brutalized fork onto the table. My plate is so full, I'm not sure if I actually had any food or not.
Is this about your secret idea from yesterday?
I nod.
You're good.
I like to think I know you pretty well. Is it something you can talk to us about yet?
Julia also leans in to show she's listening, although she doesn't interject. I can feel my pulse rise in response to the sudden attention. Even Happy is watching me. This is the whole reason I decided so quickly I should just get it over with.
I'm going to smash my bean.
Both Aspen and Juliet look at me in stunned silence. I'm not surprised.
I don't know for sure, but if I do that, I think my magic will go away. The problem is, I don't know what else will happen to me. But I think I'll be okay. Unbi thinks so too.
While Juliet continues to look shocked, Aspen's face flips through the emotion like I'm changing channels on the TV.
Smash it! Are you sure? That's awfully What do you mean, what else? What do you mean, you think?
Aspen.
All Aspen has to do is look at Juliet and she cuts herself
I'm
off.
sorry. I'm sure you've thought about it. But that's so sudden. I'm sure you can see why I'm so shocked.
It's been on my mind for a while, and it's all I could think about last night. It's what I want to do, though. I told Amaya I would, for one thing. And I'd feel a lot better if I didn't have to worry about either of you forgetting about me.
Me too. God, me too.
Your magic is more than just being forgotten, though. That, plus your ability to transform, plus, I would imagine, your immortality.
Aspen gasps.
Miho!
I know. I thought about that too. And I'm okay with that. I want to feel more. I want things to mean more to me. I don't think that can happen unless I know I'm going to lose them someday. That's something both of you helped me realize.
I meet Juliet's gaze.
Me too. And Cosette.
Her eyes go wide and settle into motherly contentment. Closing her eyes, she nods in acknowledgement of what I said. Aspen grabs my hand, one in each of hers, holding them to her heart as she faces me.
I don't know what to say. There's so much that I don't know if I could get through it all. So, I'll just trust you. I'll trust that you know what's right for you, and I'll support you in that. Always.
Aspen has barely finished talking when there's a sudden flash of light from my necklace, causing both Aspen and Juliet to recoil in shock. Happy yelps and surprise too. I instantly cut my hands around my bead, which contained a lot of the light, but not all of it. Aspen still has to use one arm to shield her eyes. Somehow, despite the brightness, I am able to see through it, unbothered. The bead seems to be shaking, and I don't think it's because of my hands. It's still whole, but just barely. It's had its fill of whatever it was looking for. I can feel it. It's needy. The magic within wants to burst free and escape. All three of us exchange a look, knowing that it's pointless to say anything else about the issue. Whether it's instinct or just my own inner strength, I grit my teeth and stand up.
It's time.
I walk to the front door, hoping that I'm not shaking as badly as I think I am. Aspen, Juliet, and Happy are right behind me, but I don't look back until I'm out the door, standing in the sunlight. Aspen comes to my side, gripping my arm as she leans in for a kiss, closing my eyes and focusing on the feeling of her against my side. I feel the storm in my belly calm down a little bit. Little claws dig into me as Happy stands on his hind legs, pressing his paws onto me as well. Juliet remains on the doorway, just out of reach of the sunlight, but I know she's watching anxiously too. My hands are trembling as I reach for my necklace. Aspen places her hand on mine, steadying it as I undo the clasp. For the first time since I slipped it on, I carefully remove my bead and set the rest aside. It's strangely heavy in my palm. Maybe I shouldn't call it strange. It's carrying a lot of memories in it. Still, it's small enough that when I curl my fingers, it's hidden entirely. Closing my eyes, I take a deep breath, and then another, preparing myself for what I'm about to do.
Wait!
My eyes shoot back open.
Before you do, there's something I have to ask. I'd regret it forever if I don't.
What is it? You can ask me anything.
She looks conflicted. I have no idea what her question could even be. Finally, she copies me, closing her eyes and taking a deep breath before snapping her gaze to mine.
Can I touch your ears?
Aspen.
Huh? I've just... For as long long as I've known you, I've wanted to ask. But it seems so rude, so I kept putting it off.
Even the dog's like,
I
bruh.
can't put it off anymore, though.
It's so stupid. I take a second to process what she said and then I burst out laughing. Of everything she could have said, that definitely wouldn't have been one of my guesses. She looks so guilty about asking that it makes me laugh even harder, until I'm doubled over and unable to stand up straight. Tears start to stream from my eyes, taking a lot of my attention with them. I can only nod in response, unable to actually answer Aspen's question with words. After a couple of seconds, she can't keep from laughing either, even as she approaches me. I force myself upright, at least a bit more, and I tilt my head for her. Her fingers hesitantly settle on my ears, and she scratches a few times the same way she pets Happy. I see why he likes it so much. Aspen doesn't spend too long before moving away from me. She looks a lot more relieved,
Okay,
too.
I've gotten that out of my system. Why don't you... Miho!
She gasped and pointed at my hand. I looked down. Without even meaning to, I clenched my fist at some point. Familiar light shines between the gaps, turning into vapor and rising towards the sky. I uncurl my fingers, revealing a small pile of glowing dust and shards of my bead. The shards aren't sharp. In fact, they aren't anything. I can't even feel them there. Turning my hand over, I dump the debris onto the ground. A lot of the dust disappears as it falls, and so do some of the pieces. A couple of them hit the ground before vanishing. Only one piece, the largest one, lasts for any time at all. Instead of evaporating instantly, it slowly dissolves, though most of the powder being carried away by the wind. Soon all that's left is a tiny seed that looks like it comes from some unknown plant. Was this part of my bead too? I'll never know the answer because the wind picks up and takes that with it too. Although it doesn't disappear into nothingness, it's gone from sight in an instant. If it was, then maybe it's on its way to someone else who needs it. Just like Jianin, it'll travel the world again, never quite coming to rest. I think they'd love to be part of the wind, laughing along with the breeze. I'm sure they'll know where to take it. The instant that the last trace of magic disappears, I can finally feel my body start to change. It's similar to changing into a fox, but it's still different. My ears shrink down and my tail retracts, but the rest of me stays the same. My hair brushes against my shoulders as new. Different ears take the place of my fox ones. It feels like stretching after being cramped up for a long time. She's normal. Like always, the transformation is quick, only a few seconds from start to finish. Except, it's not always anymore. There is no next time. I turn around to face Aspen and Juliet again, just as tearful. Aspen rushes to me, wrapping me in the tightest hug I've ever felt. I don't know why, but now she looks weird, having, like, normal ears. Somehow her lips managed to find mine, and my first experience as a human couldn't be any better. Happy doesn't wait long before demanding to be noticed too, so I step away from Aspen in order to kneel down and pet him. He seems to handle this change a lot better than me turning into a fox, since he doesn't growl or act any differently at all. I wonder if he even notices that change. Finally, there's Juliet, who has tears of her own in her eyes. As I climb the stairs, she steps forwards and pulls me into an embrace of her own.
Congratulations, Miho.
Thank you for everything.
Julia let go of me and then steps further back into the house and away from the sunlight. The rest of us go inside too. I feel strangely normal. Other than being a bit dizzy, I feel exactly the same as I did 5 minutes ago. Even the dizziness will probably go away once I get used to not having a tail. I'm not sure what I was expecting being human to feel like, but I thought it would at least feel like something. I don't mind being wrong about this one. I know that I'm right about the human part, though. That same intuition that's guided me my whole life tells me that. That's reassuring as well. I'm still me through and through. We go back to the kitchen, which also seems absurdly normal. I feel like I should at least do something to celebrate or commemorate the occasion, but really, just being able to go on with my everyday life feels like a reward itself. Like Lena leaving the Bell House, maybe it'll hit me harder later on, after the novelty has worn off, but right now I'm just excited to keep living. After Juliet goes to bed, Aspen and I leash up Happy and take him for a walk around town. I notice a few differences, like not being able to smell or hear quite as well as I could before. I don't mind though, the trade-off is more than worth it. My first day as a human isn't too different from my last few days as a Gumiho, and that's just fine with me. Aspen stays as late as she can, and when she finally leaves to return to her own apartment, she does it with a promise to meet up again tomorrow. That night, laying awake next to Happy, I look out my bedroom window at the city I've come to know so well. It started to take the view for granted, but I'm going to have to unlearn all of that. I really want to be grateful for what I have, since someday it'll all be gone. For what will be the last time for a while, Aspen shows up at the library for breakfast. It's been our routine ever since I came to Wellington, and it's bittersweet that it'll be coming to an end. An ending is just a chance for a new beginning, though.
So, tomorrow's the big day.
That's right. I don't know how I'm going to sleep tonight. I don't know if I'll have time to sleep tonight.
At least you'll have plenty of coffee to drink in the morning.
That's true. As long as no one drops the coffee maker or something. Oh, here I go again. I keep imagining 100 things that could go wrong.
I'm sure there are a million things that will go right.
Yeah, it'll be great.
Thanks. I'm sure you're both right. I just can't help being me.
That's why I know it'll go well.
Happy and I hang out in the kitchen while Aspen and Juliet browse around to find books for Aspen's reading corner. Once she has a few picked out, Juliet heads to bed and Aspen rejoins the dog and me. She picks up her purse where she left it on the counter earlier and sits down.
After your bead broke yesterday, it gave me an idea for a secret ritual of my own.
She shakes the bag and I could hear paper crinkle inside.
Oh, like magic?
No magic, just superstition, I guess you could call it. Or symbolism, something along those lines.
Let's do it.
You don't even know what it is yet.
So? It's something you want to do, and that's enough for me.
I hope you're up for a bit of a walk then, because I'd like to go up Mount Victoria.
I'll go get Happy's leash.
On the way up to the top of the mountain, we talk about everything except why we're there. At the summit, we stop and Aspen looks around.
I see why you come up here so often. I'm glad the new store is closer. I could do with a few more chances to clear my head.
I'm glad you like it up here too. I know it's not a secret or anything, but it feels like my place.
I know what you mean. That used to be the library for me.
Used to?
It's special in a different way now. A wonderful way, to be sure. But not the same as when I was just a regular patron browsing the shelves. But up here, I feel calm in the same way when I sit down with a good book. Not just a good one, but a favorite. One that I know I can go back to again and again and enjoy just as much as the first time I read it.
She's unslinging her purse from her shoulder and reaches in. Happy gets his hopes up, probably thinking that it's just where sandwiches grow, but he'll have to be disappointed this time. Instead, what Aspen takes out is a small stack of paper. At first, I'm afraid it's The Fox in the Grove, which is silly because I keep that safely in my room with my scroll. On closer inspection, I recognize the fancy logo at the top.
That's from the book company, right? The one you almost signed with?
Yes. This was the contract they offered me. I held on to it to think about, and then afterwards held onto it as a reminder. I think I need to move on from it too now. Just like you were saying about your bead. For a long time, I thought of my self-worth purely in terms of what I could make or give to the world. In other words, how good my writing was. That sure turned out to be a mistake. I always knew it was, of course. Still, once you're that far into the hole, it can be tough to dig yourself back out. I have you to thank in part for that. For helping me find my own strength that I needed. That's why I don't need this anymore. Not as a reminder or a motivator. I don't need it to tell me what I'm worth.
From top to bottom, Aspen rips the paper in half. Then she tucks those into a pile and rips them again. Then she rips those. She holds out her handful of shredded paper like I held out my shattered beads. Just like then, the wind eagerly picks up the pieces and carries them away out to sea. She's littering! They toss and flutter in the wind, scattering directions before they even pass the edge of the mountain. Aspen watches them go, hands still outreached, but not to bring them back, but to keep them away. In just seconds, they're gone from sight.
I tore up the rejection letters too. The ones I'd been keeping in my box. Envelopes and all. I saved a copy of my manuscript instead. That's what I really want to look back on someday and smile about. Not to forget the bad, but to remember the good too. I'll always associate it with these days here with you. And with the new store, and everything else. I think those will be much happier memories to keep. Don't you?
I do. I never want to forget how I feel right now either. Or any of my time here.
I don't think we will. I'm not sure how we could. And even though the future is scary at times, it scares me right now when I think of opening the store tomorrow. I'm excited. I'm excited to face it with you and with Juliet. And with Happy, of course.
Of course.
The three of us stand quietly together facing the horizon and the future. Aspen's right. It is intimidating, but that's exciting in its own way. If there's one lesson that I've learned, one most important thing, it's that I can't just wait for the future to come to me. I have to reach out and grab it for myself. Arriving at the new Bell House, it's immediately obvious that Aspen didn't need to worry about no one showing up. Julia and I are there an hour early, but we're not even the first to arrive. There's already a small line of people waiting when we get there. Box of Aspen's requested books in tow. Some of the staff are running around outside looking stressed. Others are indoors setting up the display cases and brewing coffee. They also look pretty stressed. I recognize one or two of the employees from the other Bell House, but I don't know their names. Most of them I've never seen before. It's just the aprons that give them away. Despite the nervousness, everything seems to be running pretty smoothly. One person I do recognize is Regina, Aspen's boss. She strolls around the place looking calmer than the other workers. She's probably done this more than once. I'm no expert, but I don't see any problems anywhere. Aspen's done a great job getting everything ready to go. She's been here since before I woke up, so I haven't seen her in person yet, although we've been messaging throughout the morning when possible. I let her know that Julia and I have arrived, but the message sits unread. I spot another familiar face, though at the same time she spots us. She slips out the front door and jogs over to where Happy and I are standing. Juliet's retreated off under the shade of the building's roof.
Hi, Lena. How's it going?
Oh, pretty normal day. Hang on a sec, though. Something's different about you.
Yeah.
Did you get a haircut? Wait, no, I see it. Don't tell me they gave you an haircut, too!
That's crazy.
They went away on their own. I broke the bead that gave me my magic, and so now I'm just a regular human.
Her face goes pale.
And I thought I was this bad that I dropped the coffee machine this morning.
Lena.
Nah, I did it on purpose. I wanted this to happen.
Seriously? Why would you do that?
Because I got tired of people forgetting about me all the time. I want to be able to live a normal life, even if it's one that has an end. I'm starting a new job soon too. One that I couldn't do if nobody remembered me.
Oh, congrats! You're gonna kick life's butt, aren't ya?
That's not quite the way I put it, but yeah, I guess so.
Well, it's the right way. The only right way. Go ahead, ask me why that is.
Why is...
Because you've gotta beat life into giving you what you want.
She does take a fake punch that comes close to hitting me in the real face.
Once it's got you down, that's when you've gotta fight back even harder. Never give up. Never surrender!
It's kind of impossible to not be impressed with Alina's enthusiasm, even when it's like this.
And you can only do that when you've got something to fight for. Like Aspen, or your friends, or your dog. Wait, when did you get a dog?
This is Happy. I've had him for a few days now.
He does look happy. What's his name?
No, that is his name. Happy.
I have a feeling I'm going to have to do this a lot in the future. Still, I like the name. I guess you could say it makes me happy too. Once Lena finishes introducing herself to the dog, she finally notices the boxes of books on top of the wagon that we brought.
Oh, are those for Aspen? I'll take them in and let her know you're here. Although she might be busy until after she cuts the ribbon.
That's fine. Thanks for letting her know. I'll be with Juliet.
Got it.
I pass the wagon handle to Lena and she rolls it around to the back entrance. Happy and I go wait next to Juliet, not too far from the line to get in. She adjusts her parasol to give us a bit of extra shade too.
What do you think? I'm quite impressed with what they've done here. It has its own distinct feeling while still clearly being the Bell House.
Yeah, I love it. I can tell Aspen put her heart into it.
On one side of the cafe is a park and on the other is a row of shops that are just as cute as the Bell House. None of them have such a long line though. There are only a couple of minutes left until the grand opening and everyone in the crowd knows it. I do a quick head count. There are almost 24 people standing in line, not counting Juliet and myself. There are a few others who aren't in line either, like a reporter taking pictures and someone that must be Regina's husband. The warm, cozy scent of fresh bread and coffee are as strong here as at the other location, maybe even stronger, since we're outside and can still smell them. I can't see through the frosted glass windows, but I imagine they're all doing the last-minute scramble, taking care of the final touch-ups before it's time. A blue ribbon is draped across the front doors. Those suddenly open inward, leaving the ribbon still hanging, and Aspen appears. Dressed in uniform, she looks around, spotting me and Juliet, and gives us a small wave, but she quickly focuses her attention on the crowd.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you all for coming. We appreciate you showing up before you're actually able to have your coffee.
A couple people chuckle.
My whole team has worked very hard to make today's opening a success, so we're very proud to officially open our doors to everyone. Lena!
Coming!
I can hear Lena, but can't see her. I can, however, see the look of disapproval on Aspen's face as Lena runs up to her with a pair of scissors. Even that disappears in a flash, though, as with a big smile, Aspen cuts through the ribbon in a single snip. She steps aside, letting the line of people begin to enter. As the first customer passes through the door, a choir of cheers come from inside.
Welcome to the Bell House!
It takes a few minutes, but finally, Aspen emerges from the building and comes over to where we are. I reach out my arms to embrace her, but she shakes her head.
No, don't hug me, I'm gross. As soon as I get home, I'm taking 3 showers and 2 naps.
You deserve them. Everything looks amazing. You've done a great job.
Thanks. Wait until you actually go inside. Although maybe it's better to wait until tomorrow for that.
You're already quite popular. I'm not sure if tomorrow will be any slower.
That's a good problem to have if it happens. I can show you around right now if you really want, but it's going to be awfully crowded in there.
It's fine. You can show us another time. We'll be here again soon, for sure.
Indeed. I'm looking forward to trying out the reading corner for myself.
Yes, me too. Lena told me you brought the books. Thank you so much.
Oh, of course. I hope they find their way into many new hands.
I'll make sure they do. I want to do some kind of discount for people who are working or reading here. I'm not sure what it'll be yet, but I want to help out students and artists, even if it's just a free cup of coffee. I'm already getting ahead of myself, though. We've been open for all of 10 minutes and I'm planning what to do next.
You make that sound like it's a bad thing. But this place only exists because you dreamed about it, right?
Well, yes. I suppose so. I need my feet on the ground right now, though. I could let my head off into the clouds when my shift is over. Which, unfortunately, is still several more hours from now. I'm going to have a few words with whoever it was that put together this schedule.
Was it you?
It absolutely was. After my naps and showers, I'll come by to visit this evening. Do you have any plans for how you want to spend your last couple days before your own new adventure, Miho?
Other than with you? Nah, not really. I think I might go for a walk. It's been a while since I just wandered around.
You've come so far since then, both literally and figuratively.
Yeah, I miss it a little bit.
Go wander then, and I'll see you at dinner.
Definitely.
Goodbye, Aspen, and good luck with the rest of the day. We'll see you tonight.
With the final wave, Aspen disappears back into the cafe.
I think I'll be returning home myself. If you're going to be out for a while, then would you like me to take Happy back with me?
Yeah, please. I think I'll be out for a bit.
I pass the leash to Juliet. Happy doesn't fight against leaving me anymore. He knows that I'll come back to him. I watch as those two back head off the way we came, the opposite direction of the bell house. One other direction leads into town, but it's the fourth and most familiar path that I follow. For the second day in a row, I find myself atop Mount Victoria. Although I pass others going both up and down the mountain, I'm alone at the summit for a moment, just me and the breeze. Leaning against the railing, I take in the sights again. The bustling city, the swaying trees, the Cerulean ocean. All over, everywhere I look, it's alive. Every person, every leaf, every single creature, we're not so different after all. We're all just doing what we can to survive, to keep going, and to hopefully make tomorrow a little better than today. I can't count how many times I've been up here enjoying this view, and I can't even begin to guess how many more times I'll come here in my lifetime. And yet that's what makes it so precious today, because someday I won't be able to come here anymore. All I'll be able to do is think back and remember how it made me feel. So I had better feel as much as I can, while I can. Even now I can spot different things that are different from yesterday. I pass different people on the way up here, different boats dot the glittering horizon, different airships come and go. As much as it feels like it sometimes, and as much as I used to believe it was true, nothing ever really stays the same, from the streets to the sea, and even myself. Like clouds, we grow and change until someday we disappear. There's a noticeable absence where my necklace hangs, but it isn't the aching kind of loss that feels like something's gone when it shouldn't be. Instead, it's more like nostalgia, missing something but knowing I can't go back to it, that the world and existence I'm thinking of doesn't even exist anymore. Maybe it never did. I've been to so much of the world without really seeing any of it. After all, there's plenty of time to fix that. Ugh. Years and years to enjoy to the fullest. At the end, I hope to feel the same way Jiangnan did, surrounded by the people they loved, and content with the life they had lived. Maybe like them, I'll continue to exist in some way still, in the thoughts and stories of everyone that I cared about, and that cared about me. For someone who's not used to being remembered, a legacy like that doesn't sound too bad. Maybe someone someday will stand up here like me, looking out at the world, and seeing proof that I once lived and existed. It's okay if they don't know me, or my name, that doesn't bother me. But if there's one more bird singing its song than there would have been had I never existed, that's enough. I'm having a stroke while reading this. Wait, doesn't Miho need legal documents now? Probably. She doesn't have an ID or a birth certificate or nothing. Definitely not a passport. A sudden gust sweeps across the mountain, down through the forest, and outward towards the sea. It ripples through my hair the same way it ripples through the trees. As the leaves rustle together in the breeze, it sounds like a warm laughter. Little fox, where's your home? The wind whispers. Closing my eyes, I relax and surrender myself to it all.
Right here.
Oh. Did we finish it? We finished it!
As I open to another page, I wonder if I'll always stay the same or be someone someday. As you open up another door, I'm searching for more, but I'm not really sure what I'll find. On and on, the clock on the wall keeps ticking along. So I put a bookmark in this chapter of my life. I take the pressed flower to remember you by. Getting older will mean that you're not on my mind. Together we'll be young till we die. With just a word or two, the year will end so soon. Will you remember me if I remember you? Tomorrow's just another new today. I wonder if our hearts will stay the same, or if we'll ever change now. All that we own are our memories. So I'll hold them close and I'll live my life with my heart on my sleeve still. On and on, the clock on the wall keeps ticking along. So I put a bookmark in this chapter of my life. A Taylor Price flower to remember you by. And if getting older will mean that you're not on my mind, together we'll be young till we die. Maybe I'll forget a bit of you, maybe you'll forget me too, but I'll treasure every second, and I know that you will too.
Oh, that was a very nice outro. Oh, there's more. Even with the shuttle ride and walk back, I get home before Aspen does. Happy's waiting for me at the door, like he does every day, to lick my hand and then flop on the floor for a belly rub as soon as I come in. The cats crowd around to say hello too, although they keep their distance from Happy as much as they can. 5 years and they still haven't warmed up to him too much. They don't mind me like they used to, though. I start a pot of coffee brewing for when Aspen gets back, and change out of my work clothes. It's my turn to cook dinner tonight, so I also grab some ingredients from the fridge and leave them on the counter to finish thawing. Then I go to our bedroom and wash up. Oh, so she moved in with Aspen. Working at the preserve has gotten easier, but it never gets boring. I always come home covered in dirt and more, but with the satisfaction of knowing that I did something meaningful. This week, I've been tending to the nest of Takahe chicks who lost their mother. Baby birds are kind of gross. I've learned the hard way that pretty much all baby animals are, but seeing the improvement they've made over the past few days has been all the reward I need. From the kitchen, I can hear Happy's collar sliding across the tile. As he stands up, I'm sure a sign that Aspen is home. I go out to greet her just as the front door opens.
You. Hello, love.
I wait for the animals till I have their turn saying hello before I walk over to Aspen, putting my arms around her.
How was your day?
Aww.
Oh, the usual. I'm almost done reading this manuscript that came in a few weeks ago. It's a little rough around the edges, but I'd like to see more. I'm at the Bell House tomorrow, so I'll finish it up on break or when I get back. What about you?
The usual. Fed some birds, chased some lizards, trimmed some plants. I'm gonna start on dinner next. Coffee should be ready soon too.
Thank you. You're the best.
I try.
Aw, that's so cute. Like always, I stand on my toes to meet Aspen for a welcome home kiss. We've greeted each other this way every day for years now. Just like working at the preserve, I never get tired of it. At first, taking a job as an editor instead of making it as an author seemed like a downgrade to Aspen, but over time, she's come to enjoy it a lot. The way she talks about seeing someone's face light up when she tells them their manuscript's been accepted, or when their book finally releases, reminds me of how I feel when I let a rescued creature back out into the wild. There's always a bit of worry. What if we did something wrong? What if they're not ready yet? But there's also a whole lot of excitement. And of course, she still has the Bell House to keep her stable, even if it's only a couple shifts every now and then. Our home, our pets, our jobs, our lives. As much as I love the excitement, I love the comfortable familiarity just as much, if not more. In the end, I settled into life as a regular human pretty quickly. Both of us still have goals and dreams, things we like to do and see, but we're working toward them one step at a time and enjoying the journey along the way. I don't spend time wondering or worrying about just how many days or years I might have left, because I'm too busy living every single one of them. Oh. And that is the end for Aspen and Miho's journey. Hooray! Oh, that was very cute. Alright, let's see. Extras.
Oh, what's in here?
So, we did 71%. Nice. So for the gallery, we pretty much, I think, gotten the majority of it. So we're missing some things. I think this is for the old man. Clearly the old man. Oh, so I guess like now it's just like Juliet's like stuff also we're missing, clearly. So game logo, artwork. Aw. Oh, this one, the Aspen, is simple and cute. Okay. Music room. Oh, wow. Everyone has their own theme. Oh, wow, that's a lot of music. Episodes. Okay. Wow, that's a lot of episode. Obviously, we're missing some. Okay. Credits. Credits are all of those. Nice. Okay. Love that. Okay. For options. Load. Return. Alrighty. I might have to actually start this thing all over again from the beginning when we do Juliet's route. But I think we're just gonna end today's stream right here. This will just be the end of Aspen's route. It was cute. I liked how in the end she still works at the Bell House that she manages, but she became an editor instead. You know, she still works in the same industry as her writing, but she just took it to a different route. By all means, good for her. And the fact that like they moved in together, that's cute. I wish though they kind of showed for how Lena and Cyrus, what happened to those two afterwards, but who knows, maybe eventually we'll see what happens with them. But yeah, that is it for today's stream. Thank you so much, and until next time, take care, have a good one, goodbye.